Good morning. It is December 10th, 2023, and let's get into some fun cruise news for today. Let's go. Hey everyone, John here from Bite Size Cruises. Good morning on December 10th here of 2023. Today we're going to talk about a little cruise news. Let's get right into it. First cruise news story is today, this very day, Royal Caribbean is leaving on its ultimate world cruise on Serenade of the Seas. This cruise is going to be 274 nights, going from now until September 10th of next year. That is insane. There are smaller little chunks of it if you wanted to do like a quarter of the journey, but there are people that are going to be on this cruise ship for 274 days. We talked about it a little bit earlier in the week. I don't know if I could do like a 100-day cruise. I certainly don't know if I could do a 274-day cruise, especially on a really small cruise ship. It's going to be very hectic, I would have to believe. Sure, ports almost every day and you're just running nonstop. I would be exhausted. However, this sounds amazing. It's going to hit every continent, 60 different countries. It's really amazing. I don't know what they're doing about the Israel situation. I also don't know what they're doing about Russia. I should look that up to see what's going on because I'm sure they had to make some changes for that. But that's pretty interesting. So it's one of the other interesting things, right? You're on this cruise ship. You don't know what the weather's going to be like. You're out for almost a year. You're going through hurricane season. You're going to get bad weather. You might get rain. You might get snow. Who knows? It's pretty interesting. Is anybody going on this? I'm sure you're not watching this today if you're going on it. Do you know anybody? Does anybody know anybody that's going on the World Cruise? Let us know in the comments below. Next up, the Sun Princess, which is debuting in February, is going to have a love-themed specialty dining offering. It's called Love by Brito. Romero Brito is a Miami-based abstract artist who has wild colors and some other cool things. They're going to be having dinner there. It's going to be $149 per person for a 7-course fixed price menu. It's going to include really cool, interesting things. It's going to include aphrodisiacs like oysters, figs, asparagus, pomegranate, watermelon, and of course, chocolate. Chocolate fondue is always going to be on the dessert menu. So sounds really interesting. I am going to be on Sun Princess at some point in 2025, I think. Pretty far out, but I am excited to try that. Sounds really, really cool. If you love food and you love art, I don't really have a thought one way or the other on art, but I do really like food. So I'm excited to try that. And who doesn't like chocolate fondue? Come on, people. Also, fun tip, if you have a home fondue machine, which I used to have one of those like chocolate fountains at home, not fondue, but like a fountain. The chocolate fondue is basically just put in a thing. But for the chocolate fountains, you have to add like a ton of vegetable oil to that so it doesn't clump up. It's really gross. Anyway, it still tastes delicious. Anyway, let's get on to the next cruise news story. Margaritaville at Sea Islander was announced. We talked about that earlier in the week as well. Here's a couple details. It is going to have a 3-story pool bar called Land Shark at Sea. That is really cool. It is also going to have 12 different restaurants. For the size of the ship it is, that's a lot of restaurants. I'm really interested to see if people are going to kind of resonate with this now on the second ship. First ship was really weird, lots of highs and lows. So I'm interested to see what people think. So here is our question of the day. Do you have any interest at all in going on a Margaritaville at Sea cruise? Let us know in the comments below if you would go on a Margaritaville at Sea ship. Right now, we'd like to ask everybody to subscribe. We're really trying to get to 5,000. It's been a real slog going on. We're trying to get there. We keep going up and down, up and down, up and down. So we were trying to get there by the end of the year. Doesn't look feasible at this point, but we would love your support. Please subscribe, like the video, all those things everybody says. So we really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Next up, Holland American is now offering these really cool standby rates. If you wanted to try Holland American and you don't mind last minute cruising, it's pretty interesting, right? For $49 per day per person, you can jump on these standby cruises, which means basically they're ethically overbooking these cruises. So what they're waiting to do is they're waiting to see, okay, if we can't fill these up last minute, we'll have people there, or if we book up and people cancel, we can easily fill those spaces. I kind of love what they're doing here. It's kind of the opposite of what we just saw happen with Royal Caribbean, where they just overbook and hope that people cancel. And if they don't, they have a problem. This is a way more ethical way to do it. So Holland American is going to let you book it. Here are a few of the fine print things. I don't really think it's a catch. Just a little bit of fine print is that you have to pay for this up front. So you could book it a few months in advance. If you're going on a 7-day cruise, for instance, it's going to be $700 plus port fees and taxes for 2 people. So if you are sailing with you and one other person, $49 per day per person, and then your port fees and taxes. You have to pay that in full. If you don't get a spot, you will get your money back as a full refund. If you cancel, you will not get your money back. So they're going to let you know between 1 to 3 weeks prior to the cruise whether or not you can go or not. So it is interesting, right? It's an interesting thing. If you are in those ports, they're really amazing sailings too. So right now you can look at the website. They have availability up until late April that you could do this for. There's cruises to Hawaii, to the Caribbean, to wine country. So look, if you live in San Diego or you live down in Florida and you don't mind waiting till the last minute, this is a really cool option for you. I like it. I think it's really interesting. I'm going to pop on one and see. I just want to check it out and see how it works. So next up, our last bit of cruise news for today. It's a little bit of a quiet week, considering, there's other wild news going on, but we don't really cover the negative stuff. And I want to be clear, like when I say we do fun, positive cruise news, it doesn't mean that we won't talk about crazy prices or things like that. Like the crazy, we already talked about it, but the crazy, Crown's Edge pricing, $90 for 90 seconds. It's just outrageous. But it means that I don't cover like the man overboard, this whole celebrity thing that's going on, which I'm not even going to talk about. I just don't want to get involved with those type of stories where people's lives are involved and there's traumatic situations. I don't feel good about that. And plenty of other cruise tubers do it. And you could choose whether or not to watch those videos. It's totally fine. It's news. So it's out there. It's just not something that I prefer to talk about, and cruising to me is fun and exciting, and I don't want to be a bummer about it. So next up, the last bit of cruise news today, there is a rumor going around that John Heald, the Carnival ambassador, has started, that the statue of David from the old Carnival Pride cruise ship is going to be put on the Carnival Firenze, the new Italian style cruise ship that is coming out. Just a rumor. I haven't seen it confirmed anywhere. I kind of looked before this, but there was a giant statue of David, a little controversial. David's naked. It is art, and we all have bodies. So I don't know why it's that controversial, but that is the cruise news for today. Anybody going on a cruise this week or next week, let us know as well. I always like to hear where people are going, what they're up to. Anybody cruising for Christmas? It's a really fun time to do a cruise. I have a family, so I cannot do that. My parents are older and they will not go on a cruise for Christmas. So I would like to do that at some point, but not anytime soon. Let's hope. So that is the cruise news for today. Hope you have a wonderful Sunday. I hope your football team does well. Good luck to everybody. We are playing the Dallas Cowboys today, so we shall see how that goes. Hopefully we win. So everyone have a great day, and we will talk to y'all soon. Bye.